Hello, candidates, and welcome to the Manifested e-learning platform. The subject is Advanced Public Financial Management. We are proceeding with the topic, the Office of the Auditor General. Today, we're going to discuss the appointment process of the Auditor General in Kenya. In our next session, we'll be covering the functions and responsibilities of the Auditor General. So the functions that appear in subtopic 2, we are going to cover in subtopic 3. Today, our focus will be on the appointment process of the Auditor General, who is crucial. The Auditor General of Kenya, as an individual, represents the office of the Auditor General, which is an independent office that is established by the Constitution to ensure accountability in the use of public funds. So the appointment process for this vital role is clearly outlined in the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and further elaborated in the Independent Offices Appointment Act of 2011. So the process is designed to be transparent and involves both the executive and the legislature, which emphasizes the independence of the office. In this lesson, we discuss some of the key steps in this process of appointing the Auditor General. And the first step is what we call declaration of vacancy. Declaration of vacancy. Now, when a vacancy arises in the office of the Auditor General, which may be due to death or expiry of term or resignation or removal from office, the President is required within a period of 7 days of the vacancy occurring to declare the vacancy by notice in the Gazette and in at least 2 newspapers of national circulation and 2 national radio and television stations. The President has to declare that that office is vacant. That's the first step. Number 2 is application and nomination. Application and nomination. Interested and qualified individuals are invited to apply in step number 2. Those who are interested are invited to do what? To apply, and applications are forwarded to the Public Service Commission, which is responsible for conducting the initial screening and shortlisting of candidates. And the Independent Offices Appointment Act outlines the qualifications required for the position, in addition to those specified in the Constitution, which is the extensive knowledge of public finance or at least 10 years experience in auditing or public finance management. So then the Public Service Commission selects at least 3 qualified candidates or for the position. So individuals are invited. The Public Service Commission selects out of those who have applied 3 positions. Then we move to the third stage. After applications and nominations, we have the selection and submission to the President. Selection and submission to the President. Selection and submission to the President. the Public Service Commission, within a specified time frame, which is 7 days of the selection, forwards the names of the shortlisted candidates to the president. Within 7 days, after identifying the 3 candidates, the Public Service Commission then submits the names within 7 days to the president. The fourth step is presidential nomination. Presidential nomination. The president, within 7 days of receiving the names from the Public Service Commission, nominates one candidate from the list and forwards their name to the National Assembly for approval. The names are then forwarded to the National Assembly by the president for approval. Then obviously, step number 5 is parliamentary approval. Parliamentary approval. After the names are submitted to Parliament by the President, the National Assembly considers the nomination. This typically involves vetting of the nominee by a relevant parliamentary committee, usually the Department Committee on Finance, Planning and Trade, followed by a debate and a vote by the full House. So the National Assembly may either approve or reject the nomination. The National Assembly, after the President submits the name to the National Assembly, the National Assembly has 2 options: to reject or to approve the nominee. After which we move to the 6th stage, which is the appointment by the President. If the Parliament approves the nominee, then we have appointment by the President. Appointment by the President. If the National Assembly approves the nomination, the Speaker of the National Assembly informs the President of the decision. The President then formally appoints the Auditor General by notice in the Gazette within 7 days of receiving the National Assembly's approval. After the gazettement, then the Auditor General in point number 7 is sworn in. Swearing in. Swearing in then takes place. The appointed Auditor General is required to take and subscribe to the oath or affirmation of office before the Chief Justice. Before the Chief Justice. Do you understand? Before assuming office, the appointed Auditor General has to be sworn in by the Chief Justice. Be sworn in by the Chief Justice before assuming office. And that is the process, candidates. The Auditor General, upon being sworn in, the Auditor General, upon being sworn in, serves for a single term of 8 years and is not eligible for reappointment. Is not eligible for reappointment after the period of 8 years. So this provision, along with the constitutionally protected independence of the office and the robust appointment process involving both the executive and the legislature, is intended to enable the Auditor General to discharge their mandate without fear, without favor, thereby strengthening public financial accountability in Kenya. And we also know, candidates, that the removal of the Auditor General from office is also subject to a rigorous process outlined in Article 251 of the Constitution, requiring grounds such as gross misconduct, grounds such as violation of the Constitution, or inability to perform the functions of the office. And it involves a tribunal and a potential referral to the National Assembly. So these are the steps involved in the appointment of the Auditor General. the Auditor General. Number 1 is declaration of vacancy. Number 2, application and nomination. Step number 3, selection and submission to the President. Number 4, presidential nomination. 5, parliamentary approval. 6, appointment by the President. And lastly, swearing in. That's it for today. Thank you for attending the lesson. Bye-bye.